Congratulations! You have just purchased a high-quality product from Mantis, the Mantis Electric Tiller. Mantis, the company that makes gardening easier. This video is designed to help you assemble, operate, maintain, troubleshoot, store, and use attachments. This is an overview, so keep in mind that you'll find more details in your owner's manual. Refer to the manual for safety instructions and other important information. If you have any questions about anything covered in this video, please do not hesitate to call Mantis Customer Service, toll-free at 1-800-366-6268, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One of our representatives will be glad to assist you. Your Mantis electric tiller comes packaged with a number of items you'll need for proper assembly. First, let's check to make sure that everything you need is enclosed. One upper handle assembly. One upper handle with trigger assembly. Two lower handles. One pair of tiller cultivator tines. The motor assembly, and a handle brace. Also enclosed is a bag of hardware containing the following items: 2 round-head square neck bolts, 4 lock nuts, 2 3-inch long bolts, 2 tine retaining pins, 2 handle clamps, 2 1-inch bolts, 2 black knobs, and a power cord clip. In addition to these parts, you will need 2 7/16" wrenches or 2 adjustable wrenches. If you do not have all of the parts just mentioned, please contact our customer service department at 1-800-366-6268 and we'll ship any missing items to you right away. Now let's begin assembling your Mantis electric tiller. For ease of assembly and stability, it is important to keep the motor assembly in its cardboard sleeve. Let's begin with the handles. You'll need the handle clamps, 3-inch bolts, and accompanying nuts, and the lower handles. The lower handles have a short leg, shown here. Fit the handle clamp on the outside of the short leg and line up the bolt holes. Take one of the 3-inch bolts and slide it through the bolt holes at the bend in the handle. Take the second handle and slide the screw through its bolt hole at the bend. Take the other clamp and slide it on the protruding screw. Take one of the supplied nuts and fasten it to the end of the bolt. Tighten the nut, finger tight for now. Next, locate the worm gear housing under the motor. You'll notice that there are recessed channels on both sides of the housing's top. Slide the lower handles into the recessed channels from the rear, as shown here. When they are in position, slide the second 3-inch bolt through the second set of holes in the handle clamps and short legs and fasten a nut. Again, tighten the nut, finger tight for now. When the lower handles are assembled, they will look like this. For the installation of the upper handles, you will need the 2 upper handles, 2 round-head square neck bolts and black knobs, and the handle brace, 2 1-inch bolts, and accompanying nuts. Now attach the upper trigger handle with the power cord to the lower handle on the right side. Make sure the square part of the bolt fits into the square hole of the handle. Then insert the bolt into the hole of the lower handle. Use the black handle knob to secure it. You can tighten it all the way. Repeat this process for the other upper handle. Attach the handle brace to the upper handles using the supplied nuts and 1-inch bolts. Use the power cord clip to secure the cord to the lower handle. Finally, use your wrenches to tighten all finger-tightened nuts and bolts securely. Your Mantis electric tiller will look like this when the handle assembly is complete. Now you can attach the tines. To do this, you'll need the 2 tines and 2 retaining pins. Attachment is easy. Simply turn the unit slightly on its side. Slide the tine onto the axle and use a retaining pin to lock the tine in place. You will notice one side of the tine hub has a circular hole, while the other has a D-shaped hole. Attach the tine so the circular hole slides onto the axle first. When the axle protrudes on the other side, it will line up perfectly with the D-shaped hole. Again, slide the retaining pin through the axle hole as shown here. You may want to set the tines up for tilling. To do so, put the tines on so that the direction of the teeth point forward, away from the operator. If you want the tines to be set up for cultivation, put the tines on so that the teeth point back towards the operator. Starting your electric tiller is just as easy. Simply loop your extension cord through the built-in extension cord holder. This is provided to secure the extension cord and help prevent it from becoming detached. Then connect the extension cord to the power cord on the tiller. Plug it into your outlet. Choose a speed. Squeeze the lockout trigger and the trigger on the handle, and your electric tiller will start immediately, and you can begin tilling right away. Your Mantis electric tiller has been designed to operate efficiently with very little maintenance. However, you should check the grease level inside the worm gear housing once a year. This simple procedure begins by first removing the cover plate on the housing as shown. When the cover plate is removed, check to make sure that the grease fills almost to the top of the housing. If it doesn't, then simply add some Mantis No. 0 lithium grease. You can purchase grease by ordering part number M9985 from the Mantis Customer Service Department. It is important to check the grease level of your electric tiller, so try to schedule it at the beginning of each season if possible. Before replacing the transmission cover plate, make sure that the plate gasket is not torn. If it is, you can order part number 436. It is also important to inspect all power cords before operation. Because your new Mantis electric tiller runs on electricity, it is equipped with a circuit breaker to protect you and the unit. If your electric tiller stops running, immediately unplug it from the extension cord. Inspect the tines to make sure that they're clear of rocks and debris. Remove the tines to ensure that all debris is clear. Then check the built-in circuit breaker located inside the carry handle. If the button has popped, press it back in. If the button doesn't stay in, wait approximately 30 seconds and try again. Also, make sure that the circuit breaker hasn't been tripped at your power source, whether it's your house, a generator, or outdoor outlet. Remember, to keep your Mantis electric tiller running as efficiently as possible, always make sure the tines are clear of rocks and debris. If you continue to experience problems, call Mantis toll-free at 1-800-366-6268. If the tines slow down considerably, or if they even stop turning and the motor is still running, it may mean that the screw at the neck of the bottom housing has loosened, separating the motor assembly from the drive shaft. This will disengage the tines so that they won't operate properly. If this occurs, you'll notice a gap between the neck of the bottom housing and the top of the worm gear housing. In order to correct the problem, you must begin by loosening this screw to allow you to remove the motor assembly from the worm gear housing. When the motor assembly is removed, you'll notice a hex head on the drive shaft. You'll need to line this up with the coupler driver inside the housing. When this has been done, replace the motor assembly onto the worm gear housing. If completed properly, you'll notice that the gap between the bottom housing and the worm gear housing will disappear. Now simply retighten the screw. Storing your Mantis electric tiller cultivator is easy. To safely pick up the tiller, grab the carrying handle and the top of the upper handle simultaneously. You can store it with the handles straight or with the handles folded. To fold the handles, simply loosen the black knobs, fold the handles down, and tighten the knobs. Be careful to avoid damaging the controls on the upper handle trigger assembly when storing the unit folded. Remember, when folding the handles, never keep your hands or fingers near pinch points. It is recommended that you clean all dirt, grass, and other materials from the entire machine after each use. Wipe the tines with oil or spray lubricant to help prevent rusting. Finally, check the grease level in the gear housing, as it was described earlier in this video presentation. Your Mantis electric tiller has been designed and built to accept a wide range of Mantis tiller attachments. The most popular, the border edger, can be used to cut clean edges around gardens and walkways, or to cut out sod for new gardens. Other useful attachments include aerating tines and the dethatcher, all of which not only beautify your lawn, but more importantly, make it a healthy one. If you have followed this assembly videotape carefully, you now have a complete, ready-to-operate Mantis electric tiller. If you have any questions about assembly, general maintenance, or parts, please contact the Mantis Customer Service Department at 1-800-366-6268. A representative will be happy to assist you. Now it's time to beautify your property while enjoying your new electric tiller by Mantis. At Mantis, we make gardening easier.